I'm Roseanna, the artist and designer behind Biquinidecroche, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make this crochet top, which you can turn into a crochet dress in my second video, and I'll show you how to add the fabric to your crochet top. So here's your dress once more. So for this tutorial you're going to need some 4-ply yarn. I'm just using cotton 4-ply yarn. This is Annie brand, which we have in Brazil. You'll need a 2.5mm hook and your tapestry scissors. And that's everything you'll need. To start, you're going to make a foundation chain of 21 stitches. And 1. So here's your foundation chain of 21 stitches. Now what you're going to do now, you're going to double crochet into the 4th stitch from the chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's my 4th stitch. And you're going to continue double crocheting all the way along until you get to your final stitch. Okay, so now I'm at my final stitch. What I'm going to do is do 3 double crochets in this stitch. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to chain 2. So in that top stitch here, I've got 3 double crochet and 2 chains. I'm going to do another 3 double crochet in the same stitch, which will work its way round. Okay, so now you can see we've got a point at the top of our foundation chain, and this is going to be the point of the cup. Now to finish this row, we're going to crochet in every single stitch all the way down. Okay, so here is my row 1 done. Now I'm going to chain 3 and I'm going to turn to start row 2. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and turn your work. And for row 2, I'm going to double crochet all the way along until I get to this chain space. Okay, so I've reached my top chain space. Now, in this chain space, I'm going to do 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. So instead of 3, we're going down to 2. So 1, 2, and let's chain 2, 1, 2, and 2 double crochet again. Okay, so now you can see I've got 2 points. And you're going to double crochet again all the way around. So this is what it looks like so far after row 2. So I've got my 2 points here and my cup is starting to show. Now I'm going to continue, and you will continue the same pattern of double crochet all the way up to the top. 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet in the chain space, and then double crochet the way down. Continue this to your rows, and if you're making it size small, you'll stop at 6 rows. Size medium, stop at 7. Size large, stop at 8. So I'll meet you again at 7 rows because I'm making a medium. Okay, so here's the 2 busts done. Now align them together as I have, and the reason I've asked you to leave a long tail is so you can connect these. Now you have a choice, you can either sew them together or you can crochet. I like to crochet because I think it's a neater edge. So I'm just going to pop my crochet hook through both last stitches. Don't worry if your tails come a bit loose. And I'm going to grab one of the yarn tails and use that as my crochet chain. So this is why the crochet chain was long. So I'm going to pull that through and single crochet all the way along in every stitch together. Now this can be a little bit fiddly, but it will give you a really nice edge and connection at the end of it. And the last one. So maybe I should have left a little bit of a longer tail for mine. And that's my connection made. Okay, so now you have already finished. I'll just zoom out. So now you have already finished the top of your bust. So here we go. Okay, now we're going to add the trim at the bottom. So we're going to make sure we're working from the back. So here's my ridge from the connection. So I know that's the inside. So I'm going to work in the back. So I'm going to go to the corner. My hook into the last stitch, and I'm going to connect my new yarn. Okay, so that's my new yarn connected. You can tie your strings together so it's stable. So here's once, twice. Okay. And now what I'm going to do, I'm making a medium, so I'm going to chain 48 stitches all the way along, and I'm going to connect it at the other side. If you're making a small, chain 38. If you're making a large, chain 58. All this information is on my blog, so don't worry if you forget the number. Now, a piece of advice, when you chain, try and chain loosely. Don't do tight stitches like this, because you need to have a little bit of give in this. This is going to be at the back of your dress, so chain loosely. So here's how I chain loosely. So it's quite a loose fitting. I'm giving a bit more extra. So I'll meet you when I meet the other side. Okay, so I've chained my 48 because I'm making a medium. I'm going to connect it to the other side. Make sure there are no twists in your foundation chain. Okay, so I'm going to connect it now to my other side into the last stitch. There we go. And I'm just going to slip stitch that through. Okay, so now my two sides are connected to my top. Okay, now I'm going to chain 3. Count as double crochet, and I'm going to double crochet twice into each row, because each row is a double crochet in height, which equals 2 stitches. So I'm going to double crochet twice in every single row all the way to the other end. So here's the next stitch. And I'm going to continue that all the way around. So I've double crocheted now all along the front of my bust, so you can see here. Okay, there we go. Now what I'm going to do now is double crochet in each of the foundation stitches that I made. So for me, because I'm making a medium, that is going to be 48 double crochets. Once you get to the end, slip stitch into your third chain and that will connect your first row. So here we are so far. Now what you're going to do now is you're going to continue doing double crochet rows, and you're going to have 7 rows in total. So this is row 1, continue in a round doing 6 more rows, and then I'll finish this tonight and I'll meet you tomorrow. Okay, happy crocheting, bye. This is the next day, and as you can see, last night I finished my 7 rows of double crochet along the bottom. Now to finish off, what we're going to do is we're going to switch our yarn again. So this time I'm going to switch back to the caramel color. Okay, so my hook is inserted, everything is secure. So what I'm going to do is chain 4. So I've already done 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is going to count as a double crochet and chain. And it's going to be the same technique we used on the bust. So skip a stitch, double crochet, chain, and continue this all the way around your top. So I've just reached the end of that line, so what I'll do, my last chain, and I'm going to slip stitch into the 3rd chain from my first stitch, and that's my line done. Okay, now for the next line, the next row is our last row. We're going to do chain, single crochet twice into the chain space, and then next one we're going to skip the double crochet. In the next chain space we're going to do chain, single crochet, and then we're going to chain 3. So I've got 3 chains, and I'm going to slip stitch into the first chain, and that's going to create a peacock stitch. You see that? And then I'll single crochet again. And that just gives us a little point, a little bit of detail. Okay, and we're going to repeat this whole process. So next chain space, 2 single crochet, 1, 2, second chain space, single crochet, and a peacock stitch. So chain 3, and then single crochet into the back of the first chain, and single crochet again. Okay, I'm just going to zoom in a little bit more so you can get a really clear picture of what I'm doing. Okay, so single crochet, 1, 2, then single crochet, 1, now chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and single crochet into the back of the first chain stitch, into the back of that. So here's my back post, and I'll pull through all the way through, and I get my peacock stitch and single crochet again. Okay, so just continue this pattern all the way around and slip stitch into your first single crochet to finish, and you can fasten off and weave in your ends. Okay, so here's my top finish from the bottom. So it's the whole bottom section finished. So I've got a big section, my double crochets in white, and then I've added just this little delicate trim in the caramel to match the bust. Okay, what you're going to do now is you're going to make the tie to secure your top to the back. Now I did this one last night, so I'm going to show you how to do it on the other side. So pick up your white yarn, or whatever color you're using. You don't need to do 2 colors like I have. You can just stay with 1 color if you want. I've just decided to do white and caramel because I'm going to use a white skirt, so I wanted just a little bit of pop of color. Okay, so get your hook again, and you're going to connect it this time. You're going to connect it to the first stitch in the corner here. So here's the base of my back trim. It's already got a stitch here, so I'm going to go in the next one. which is on top of the double crochet. So I'll get my yarn, pull it through, and this is the exact same for both sides. So one side you're going to be working starting from the inside like I am. So here's my inside trim. When you flip it over, you'll be working on the outside. It doesn't matter because this is a piece of work that you're turning all the time. So there isn't actually a defined front or back. So you won't be able to see the stitch so clearly. How you know it's front or back is how you've finished the center. So I know this is the inside. Okay, so let's chain 3. Count that as a double crochet. Okay, now we're going to double crochet into the next 9 stitches. So that's 1, 3, so here I've got my 10 stitches all together because the first one was a chain 3, which counts as a double crochet. So my first row I've got 10. Turn over and double crochet in each one of them. So chain 3 counts as a double crochet and double crochet in every single stitch. So that's row 2. So first row is 10 stitches, second row is 10 stitches. Now turn, chain 3, count as double crochet. Again, all the instructions are on my blog and it's all written out, so don't worry if you get a bit confused now. Okay, now this time we're going to double crochet in the next 7 stitches. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that leaves me with 2 stitches now. So I'm going to do a double crochet decrease. I'm going to do this slowly in case you don't know what it is. So yarn over into your first stitch, pull yarn through. So I've got 3 loops on my yarn, pull through the first 2 loops. I've got 2 stitches. Now yarn over again into my last stitch, pull the loop through. I've now got 4 loops on my chain, yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the next 3, and that has connected my last 2 stitches. So in actual fact now this row has 9 double crochets, not 10. So I've done a decrease. Okay, chain 3, turn all the way down. So I've done a pattern here to create these ties on the side. I'm going to show you now. So what we're going to do, we're going to decrease gradually now all the way down. So it's going to go 10, 10, 9, 9, 8, 8, 7, 7. Continue all the way down until you get to 3. And your decrease is always going to be in the odd number of stitches. So it doesn't count for the first one. So I've got 10, 10, and then decrease. Normal, decrease, normal, decrease. So what's actually going to happen is your tie is going to decrease only from the top. The bottom is going to stay straight. When you get to 3, so here is my point that I got to 3, Okay, you're going to do 10 rows of just 3 double crochet. So it'll be chain 3, double crochet in the next 2, turn, chain 3, double crochet in 2, turn, and continue this all the way down to the end. If you want to make your tie longer, you can do, just add more lengths. And once you get to the end of your length, I just chain 1 and single crochet in the last ones and tie off. Okay, again, if you're struggling to remember all this, all the details with photos are on my blog. So our last thing that we need to do is we're going to put the same trim we did around the edge of the top, we're going to do here. Okay, so I'm just going to connect my yarn to the edge, using the caramel colour again. Okay, so it's the same as we did before. So single crochet, oh, just move that. Okay, so single crochet twice in the gap. So 1, 2, single crochet picot stitch. There we go. I'm going to continue this all the way until I get to the tip of my bust. Now I'm at the top of my bust here, so here's my space. What I'm going to do now is single crochet 4 times in this space. Once, twice, 3 times, and 4. What that's going to do is give me stability when I put my string through here to hold the top. Now repeat the process all the way down and all the way around your bust, and tie off your end, and that is your bust done. Here's your finished top. So I've got my trim around the edge, and the ties are on the back to help give a more curved appeal on the back so it fits better. Okay, the only thing left now to do is to add some ties. So what I like to do, here's my ties. I made these last night. I like to double my yarn, and then I used a 3.5 crochet hook. I used a 3.5 crochet hook, and I just chained 188, and this creates near enough a meter in length. So I'm just going to double that in length. Okay, so here's my loop, and I'm just going to pop this loop through my top point. So there's my loop on one, and I'll repeat on the other side. Okay, now last thread. So this time I made in the contrasting color, but this time I chained I think 200, and I used 3.5 crochet hook, and I've added a tassel on the end just on one side because I still need to thread it through. So to add this, here's my front mark, here's the back. So I'm going to weave my string in and out. So here's my center mark. So I'm going to leave 2 double crochet. So I'm just going to thread it in 2, out 2, thread in 2, out 2, and I'm just going to continue this all the way around. Okay guys, so here's my top finished. I'm really pleased with how it's turned out with the contrasting caramel color with the little tassels, and here's the back with some ties. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to add some fabric to make this into a long maxi dress. So if you want to find out how to do that, I've already made another video with showing you how to insert fabric into your crochet pieces. And for my piece, I always like to add lining to my cup. So I'm going to add some lining and some padded cups just to make it more comfortable for me. So I hope you really enjoyed this video and it's been clear. If you want to leave any comments, I'd be very grateful. I'll be making more videos over the next few months, so please subscribe. and I'd love to see what you make. Please send me pictures and tag me on my Instagram, which is bikini.de.crochet. I'll put links in the bottom, or directly email me onto my website. But thank you for your time. I hope you really enjoyed the pattern. I hope you have a lovely day, and bye bye for now. Bye.